Okay, 4-5-1. We're on to League Two. League Two, my friend.
League Two, we're looking at Rochdale. We're looking at who you'd like to get out of your clubs. And we're looking at Gillingham as well.
Gillingham, champions.
They've, well, not yet.
We can't say champions
They've
yet,
been promoted. They've been promoted. But we're going to start with Cheltenham.
Yes.
Their manager, Mark Yates, apologised. Big Yates, he's apologised for confronting a fan last week when they lost 2-0 at Plymouth. Is abuse by a player or a manager directed at a fan, is that acceptable in any given circumstance? Or does it depend?
Well, obviously it's not acceptable coming from the manager because they supposedly got to be the ones to so-called be professional and do the right thing, which is, you know, we're talking about an emotional driven thing, you know, especially when you've lost the game, it's the end of the game, and you know, they're going over. To thank the fans.
Well, this is what happened. Yeah, the manager and the players went over to applaud the fans. Yeah, and one of the fans started shouting at a player, and Yates said that I saw one supporter approach one of my players and swear and shout at him in a very aggressive manner. The player in question had only come on as a sub with the score already at 2-0, and I'm sorry to say I reacted to the support. So he did apologise.
Well, he did apologise, and to be honest, I wouldn't have apologised. I wouldn't have apologised because at the end of the day, like he said, that they're very close-knit. The guy's come on as substitute. He's already 2-0 down. Yeah. He's obviously come on to do his best. Yes, the fan is upset, and you can understand that as well because they pay their money to travel. But I still feel that there's an imbalance in the fans. They can say and shout and do what they want, and if you say something, like all of a sudden, you know what I mean, he's got to apologise. You know what I mean? As a player, did you ever like react to any fans, or did you really feel like doing it sometimes? Well, you always feel like doing it because, like, when somebody's just shouting abuse at you, I don't think I've ever got abuse because our team has underperformed to the levels that the fans are so disgruntled that they're slaughtering you, but. You know, it's only the away fans you'd get some stuff from. But especially when you win, I just laugh. You just smile at them.
So you wouldn't agree with what Adebayor did to the Arsenal fans?
Well, to be honest, with the Adebayor, I thought, you know what? There's ways of doing it, and to run as far as he did, all that would do was incite and cause problems. You know what I mean?
And
that could have been really dangerous.
And it suggested it was probably more about him. Than scoring a goal for Man City.
Well, I've been in dressing rooms where players have got stick and real bad stick, and you really, you know, some of the players, yes, when it starts to go well for you, you do want to give him 2 fingers, you know what I mean, give him the bird and stuff like that. But like, you have to remain professional, and you have to hold the moral high ground in that respect, and say, you know what, they pay their money, they're entitled to an opinion, and let them get on with it. Me. To be honest, like I said, I've not had the problem of somebody slaughtering me like that, but I'd give what I got. If somebody was slaughtering me for that, because I gave everything when I was playing, so I wouldn't like anybody to point a finger at me for effort or the fact that you're rubbish or anything, so I'd most probably have a go back, but I wouldn't apologise to fans because at the end of the day, I think that what was happening, especially in my day a lot, is that the fans would give you a load of stick, then you say something and it takes maybe 6 of them to report it to the police, then all of a sudden, sometimes leaving grounds, left Southampton, left Villa, left Coventry. Police are fucking waiting outside the dressing room because they said that I've made a gesture, I've said something. And how's that right? You get 10,000 people slaughtering you, you say something, and 6 of them can get together, whatever it was, and you have to answer to the FA or you have to answer to the police. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, we feel for you, Yatesy. So yeah, if you have an opinion on that as well, should players and managers be able to reply to the fans? Comment below or tweet us at @ball_street.
Got to say congratulations to Gillingham, Martin Allen, everybody down there. Well done, first team out of all 4 leagues to be promoted. Fantastic achievement. Well done, mate.
Thank you very much. Well, I did my best. Well, fantastic achievement for the Gills, as you say. They're up. They've got a few games left. They've got Cheltenham, Wimbledon, Burton Albion. Cheltenham 4th, Wimbledon 21st, Burton Albion 5th. So they can still influence some of the playoff spots and the relegation.
It's that tricky kind of like. It's kind of when you've gone up and you've gone up with games to spare, and other teams are depending on certain results that you might be able to have an effect on, and they're saying that Gillingham might, I don't know, have their flip-flops on and have their cigars out. But
I don't think they will. I think they want to kick on. They've had a great season.
Under Martin Allen as well. I think you want to finish as champions, didn't you? They're not, like we said earlier, they're not champions yet, and you want to finish as champions. I think
Martin Allen's not going to let them switch off.
They won't let them switch off, but it's not that easy, Marcus, in respect of not switching off because you've done it. Yeah. The season from the start is now finished for 3 or 4 games.
But they've not won the league yet.
Yeah, but they've not won the league, but they've achieved their
you want a medal, though.
Yeah, but they've achieved what they've started out with. You know what I mean? So, yes, they could be excused in certain walks of like, yeah, we've done it, so we can relax.
Or they're up. The real achievement has been done, and then why not just then relax, express yourself, and go on and win the title?
Yeah, but that's what Martin Allen will most probably do. But you have to remember, we're dealing with players at that lower level in respects of professionalism. You'd hope that they be professional and finish it off right. But like I say, you'd have to. A lot of them are young players as well. They have to be excused, and there might be a learning curve for them if they do not finish like that. And then people are pointing the finger saying, "Oh, they're a soft touch because they should have beat them. They normally beat them." Like, for instance, Wimbledon the 21st. Yeah. You know, you got Cheltenham who are 4th, Burton Albion a 5th. That's, you know what I mean? That's it can have a real effect on the rest of the league. So you hope that they would be professional, but if they're not, I'd excuse them.
Yeah. Well, good. Yeah. I think they will be, though. But we've been talking to some Gills fans about their season. At Jamie Mann 1991, he says the whole season's been a highlight. And they've been virtually top 2 all season. Yeah. That's a happy fan. Well, to be honest, if his highlight of the season is pretty much all of it.
Well, to be honest, if your team is in the first 2 for the whole season, you've had a good season.
You've had a very good season.
You know what I mean? So
marvellous stuff. Well done, Gills. If you're a Gillingham fan and you want to tell us about other highlights of the season, more specifically, then comment below or tweet us at @ball_street. Now, we love our clubs, but we can't love everybody at our clubs. No. I think it's a very difficult thing to ask. So we move on to the do one son round.
As Danny Dyer would say, do one son.
As Danny Dyer would certainly say. Well, we've been asking you on Twitter who you would like to see removed or chucked out of your club. Ian, what have we got?
We've got at Henrietta_hen. She says, remove West Stand end seat, 143-ish, who keeps shouting time when the player has anything but. That is such a nightmare when you hear somebody say time and then you're like that and then someone clatters into you.
Well, if you're taking direction from the crowd, then you shouldn't be a professional footballer.
That is somewhere where, especially if you're at home, that's somewhere where you're going to believe that they're giving you the right kind of information.
I suppose at Highbury you probably could hear if someone shouted out, hey.
You think that's funny?
That's a dig.
It is a dig, and it's not a funny one as well. Why are you being nasty all of a sudden?
Whereas at Leatherhead you couldn't hear for noise.
But why are you being nasty all of a sudden? Why did you do that?
Oh, come on.
Come
We're all big boys here.
Come on,
I just wanted to see the tooth. There it is.
Come on. You're really out of order, saying calling.
One of the best things I heard someone shout at a ground. Some fella, he was shouting at the ref all game, and then it went quiet, and the ref gave another decision. He just went, "Referee, yet another blunder."
One of my best ones when I was younger, when I was at Millwall, I used to still go watch Millwall when I was at Palace. Yeah. And they used to have a player called Dave Martin, and someone said, they played about it, someone said, someone shoot. And then someone else over there said, someone shoot Dave Martin.
Like it. At Tobias Brown 78, he's an Oxford fan. He's saying Chris Wilder hasn't got a clue what he's doing. Wow. I'd like to say Tobias spelt what wrong. He spelled it W-O-T. So what are you doing, mate?
Oh no. Are you a corrector?
My surname's Speller. Chris Wilder. They've not one of it. Check that, it's true.
Is that Hagar or Aga?
Hagar.
Okay, so at Aga22 Aga, he says, Craig Beattie at Barnet, he combines the skill of a tree and the athleticism of an 80-year-old.
I would sooner that the other way around, if I'm honest. Yeah, you've tickled right pink there. Well, do tweet us at @ball_street or comment below for your do one sons in League Two.
As we say, all clubs are important to us here on Ball Street. We want to know more about yours. This week, we're focusing our attention on Rochdale.
Indeed we are. Rochdale fans were hoping for playoffs this season, but they're struggling in the relegation fight. Well, I say struggling, they're 8 points from safety, something like that, so they look as though they're going to be okay. We asked Dale fan Jordan Wright at jwright1907. I hope that's not your PIN code. Keith Hill's back in charge at the club. They're putting a bit of faith in Keith Hill.
Well, but the fact is, what was the name of the other guy? It was
Steve Eyre.
Steve Eyre. He was somebody. He was coming in with a massive reputation
from Manchester City. He was on the coaching staff.
And 6 months.
Something like that, yeah.
No, it's one of those where you think to yourself, well...
John Coleman and Jimmy Bell didn't
Yeah, but what I'm saying with Air is that, did he need more time? You know what I mean? You know, they put the faith in him to get him in the first place, and then he only got 6 months. But then they've gone back to Keith Hill. He's been there before, hasn't he?
Keith Hill's been there before, and I think they're looking for a bit of identity at the club as well. Certainly, that's what Jordan Wright's saying.
Yes.
And I mean, he's suggesting that they're maybe overachieving Rochdale with regards to thinking about playoffs, or over-expecting, should I say?
Well, that's the danger.
Yeah.
That's the danger sometimes with fans, and you know, what I mean, we spoke about other clubs, even. For me, in the Premiership, sometimes I think the fans, like I say, the Stoke fans, what they're expecting in respects of what they can achieve up there. It's the same maybe with Rochdale. They've got to see what they've got. I'm sure they haven't got a massive budget.
Yeah.
You know, there'll most probably be another club that'll have to cut a budget on try and find decent players.
The ground sharing as well with the rugby club.
With a rugby club, not even a football. So you know, you're getting a lot of pitch won't be the best.
Pitch will be ruined. Yeah.
So it's one of those where there's all those factors you've got to put into there, and you know what I mean. You just got to hope. For his sake, the manager can get it right, get them going. Keith
Hill, yeah. Well, if you're a Rochdale fan, let us know what you think. Comment below or tweet us at @ball_street. It's prediction time in League Two.
Yes.
In League Two.
Who are we starting with?
We're starting with the Beast team, Northampton Town. We had Akinfenwa in last week.
Yes, the Beast.
They're playing at home against York City. Now, he said that, and the stats back this up, that Northampton Town's home ground is a fortress.
Yes, they've won 16 at home.
They've won a lot at home.
Lost 3. You have to fancy them.
Yes, there's big game.
It's a massive game. I'm going to go with Northampton.
Yeah? Who score?
Well, I'm going to go with 2-0.
2-0. Big man scoring the first?
I've got to have the big man scoring.
Absolutely. We're all agreed. All agreed.
He comes in here
like he did again.
Jesus, it's frightening. So frightening.
Cheltenham at home to Gillingham.
You know what? I'm going to go with a draw.
Right.
And the reason being is that Gillingham have got promoted, and I feel that they will be just in that kind of happy mode.
You really are subscribing to that, aren't
you?
you?
And I think that Cheltenham might catch them by surprise, but then Gillingham will get themselves going, and I think it might be a score draw.
I think you're bang wrong. I think Gillingham are going to win, and they're going to kick on and win the title.
Okay.
There'll be no switching off there. Rochdale versus Port Vale. Rochdale.
I'm going to go with Port Vale.
Right.
Because they've got a goal
Battle
scorer.
of the Ales.
They've got a goal scorer in top form.
Yeah.
So, you know, you always got to go where the goal scorer is.
Okay, I'm going Keith Hill's men.
Okay. Well,
for Jordan's sake.
I'm going to go Port Vale.
There you go. Well, that's the predictions. And that's our League Two for this week. If you want to comment below or tweet us at @ball_street about anything we've said or not said, then please do.